live. Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Run Cast. I am your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend and co-host, the Derwinator. Or as I...
Hello.
I just said, I was going to say the Derwinator, or as I prefer to call him, Derwin Luke. I meant Derwin Luke as a... Maybe
the Golfinator.
The Golfinator. With his $700 driver.
No. Dude, I played the most expensive round of golf of my life.
How much?
Probably about $2,000.
Holy... What are you talking about? When? Where? How?
So...
Why?
My golf season is now officially over unless somebody is paying for my tee time because I put a golf ball through somebody's window.
Shit, that's why it's $2,000.
Yeah. Get wrecked.
How did that happen?
So my shots usually go straight or they go right. On this hole on the Hamptons golf course, I think it's hole 7, there's houses to the left. So I was like, I'm never going to hit the ball left. I never hit it left. I hit it left. And then I go run and check. And there's a hole in the window. Did I show you?
See, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If Derwin was playing Mafia the Old Country, he wouldn't have ran and checked. Who cares? It's their problem now. Let's see. Oh, nice. But why is that $2,000?
Because that's probably the cost of how much to replace it.
Pretty big window, but $2,000 seems like a stretch.
It's probably gonna be $2,000. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated.
Stretch. That seems like they're trying to freaking, what do you call it?
Well, they haven't sent me the official estimate, but I'm prepared to pay $2,000.
Let me tell you something, Derwin. It should be their insurance company paying for them because they built the house right beside a golf course.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's a good location.
I also agree, but we were playing with somebody that technically worked on the golf course, and I didn't want to put him in that spot. So,
okay,
there we go.
I would have took him out too. Then I would have hit him with a drive right to his right temple because you right, and then nobody notice it. Then I'll wake up and I'll have no idea what happened.
It's like who hit me? I don't know, man. Anyway,
that is why you don't play golf, right? Golfing is more expensive than gaming. You've met my brother-in-law Taha, have you?
Yeah.
So he has a story. He has like the newest freaking driver of whatever brand, I don't know. And he got it like for free from like Golf World because he had the one from the previous year and it had like a manufacturer defect. So they gave him the new one. But
it's probably the tailor-made one.
The one he had from the previous year that had the manufacturer defect, he also got for free. Because the one he got from the previous year also had a manufacturer defect or whatever. And they're like, okay, we don't have this one anymore. So we just have to get the most expensive one.
Yeah, so those are the tailor-made ones, most likely. They have a carbon face to them.
Yeah,
so
they did.
So a lot of the time, the tailor-made QA is like garbage. And the face literally just pops right off of the head. So yeah, it happens all the time. So
okay.
Yeah, people have been getting upgrades like nonstop because of it.
Oh, okay, so it's an actual thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's an actual thing. Yeah.
Yo, by the way, these Irish cream monster Javas are freaking amazing. I've just been freaking gobbling them up. I freaking love them.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I'm a white monster connoisseur. The 10 calories.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like any of the fruity ones anymore. They're either too sweet, even if they don't have any sugar, whatever the hell they put instead is still too sweet. But the coffee ones hit for me. Sorry, complete sidetrack. Anyway, so it is Wednesday, August 13th. I thought I'd share a short story. We at the podcast are the opposite of my boss. Maybe one day my boss will hear this. My boss is an early bird type of guy. He shows up to every meeting he ever goes to early. He shows up to work early. He leaves home early. Everything is like ahead. So we had a meeting today at 11:30 on a construction site. And I showed up at 11:15 and the meeting was done. Like this guy just has been incrementally showing up like early and earlier to this meeting. And everybody like follows suit except for me. I'm just kind of like, no, the meeting's at 11:30. I'm not showing up at 11 o'clock, boss. But he just like shows up and if there's enough people to start the meeting, it kind of just starts by itself. And it gets like resolved before the official meeting start time happens. And so today it was 11 o'clock 15. He's like, we're done. I'm like, and then they're like, oh, the city guy. He's like, the city guy didn't come out. I'm like, Bill, technically the actual meeting time hasn't happened yet. It's
Yeah.
not even 11:30 yet. So he's like, but dude, I thought it was 11 o'clock, the meeting. So he's been incrementally showing up earlier that the meeting just in his mind became 11 o'clock, not
Oh my
11:30. So at the Slow Run Cast, we're the opposite. We were recording episodes on Saturday, and over the last 4 months, incrementally, the recording date just got later and later, and now we're on a Wednesday.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I just thought about that. I was like, shoot. Yeah. Anyway, I was busy. I was in Edmonton over the weekend, and a little bit busy on Monday.
Yeah. Honestly, it makes sense for our next episode to be recorded on a Wednesday as well next week because Gamescom is on the 19th or on the 18th, isn't it? 18th, 19th?
Isn't it on the 28th? Holy smokes, Gamescom is soon, bro.
I thought it was
the 20th, Wednesday the 20th. You're right. That's next freaking Wednesday.
So it only this makes sense.
Smokes!
This was planned so that we could have an episode together? I don't know.
I just freaking realized Gamescom is so soon. Oh man, I wish, but I think I'm getting screwed at work. Maybe also work will hear this, but I might have to be like full-time on a construction site here for the next like
oh dang
4 months.
Getting sanctioned.
So, yeah. I don't know if I could sneak away from isn't it like in the morning because it's in like Germany anyway?
I have no idea. Let me see.
So stupid. Why is it a Wednesday?
All events,
program.
maybe?
I don't know. I can't
find... Opening Night Live is on the 19th at 12 p.m. But that's whatever time it's at. Anyways, Gamescom next week. We'll talk about it whenever it happens and whatnot.
So it is Wednesday. Yeah, maybe next week Wednesday we record again after Opening Night Live, or maybe we record before Opening Night Live, so then we have like a weekend episode to catch like everything's Gamescom. But there really isn't anything else besides that Opening Night Live. Everything else is like more deep dives into games.
Yeah, and I don't know if we'll do that type of coverage. Maybe like big stories.
I usually like power through all the other like mini like videos that they drop in Gamescom, like just see all the like previews for any games that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But I am like OCD, and I got to catch them all when it comes to video games.
But not Pokemon.
Not Pokemon. I have a good Pokemon story for this week. You're gonna like it.
Okay, perfect. I love it.
Okay. All right, Derwin, let us get into the news for this week, for this half of a week and for the half of the week before, because we did record on a Tuesday last week. Let us start. I'm going to start with this Microsoft story. Ready? Buckled in?
Yeah. Let's go.
Microsoft has stopped the development on Avalanche Studios' Contraband. Derwin, do you remember this game?
I think so. And I remember reading this story. This was from so long ago, I feel.
Contraband is a video game that they teased in a short clip back in 2021, like E3. And it was actually E3 in 2021. 2021 was that 1 year where they had no E3 2 years for the 2 years prior.
Because of COVID or whatever.
Then they brought it back for 1 year, and then
it flopped, and then now now it doesn't exist.
So Avalanche Studios, which is the developer of the Just Cause series, has been working on this game. They're not a first-party Microsoft studio, but the game is being published by Xbox Game Studios Publishing. So it's a collab between the two, and quote unquote. They have ceased active development on the game, which I don't know what that means. Avalanche Studios, not to be confused by the other Avalanche. There's another developer called Avalanche something, who is the developer of Hogwarts Legacy. I think Avalanche Software. Yeah, Avalanche Software is the Warner Brothers studio.
Whenever you say Avalanche, I just think of Final Fantasy VII.
I just think of the Colorado Avalanche, but why do you think about Final Fantasy VII?
Isn't that their group?
Oh, yeah, that is the group.
Yeah, so whenever you say Avalanche, I have flashes of Tifa just come up for whatever reason.
For whatever reason.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe because you're always thinking about Tifa? Yeah.
always.
Not to be confused by the Avalanche in Final Fantasy VII. So, yeah, I forgot about this game so much that when we were talking about, like, what games were next on the firing range about a month ago when the big Xbox like layoff situation happened.
Yeah.
This game didn't even cross my mind. That's how hard I forgot about it. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when they announce a game and then they basically show us nothing for like 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, yeah, I guess that's another one in the long list of layoffs things happening. This is a little bit staggered compared to the other announcements that we had. I mean, yeah, the question is who's next? Please don't be Marvel's Blade. Please let me see that game.
yeah, I mean, we haven't heard anything about it.
No. Next year we'll hear something.
All right.
Yeah. Don't Microsoft also do a Gamescom event? Or am I imagining?
They do have a special event. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure they do their own little Gamescom.
Yeah, I think they were teasing about that earlier on their social media.
Yeah, right? Anyway. So, any thoughts on this one, Derwin?
No, just unfortunately another one bites the dust.
Yeah, I mean, I can't, like, no hard feelings for this one, but it's very hard to be excited about a game that we saw nothing of, literally. Like, I don't know, like, what else can you say? But at the same time, it is troublesome because it seems like it's another, like, it just shows how bad of a rep that Microsoft has right now at this point. Like, they don't seem to care. Like, they could take as much bad press as possible. Financially, if the numbers, make sense, they're going to scrap stuff or cancel it or keep it going. Yeah. This was supposed to be like a co-op game, by the way.
Interesting.
Yeah. Rip Contraband. Speaking of things that, speaking of those cancellations from a week before or a month before, Microsoft has said that the current Forza Motorsport support will continue. That is a mouthful. So yeah, we already know that Turn 10 had like about 50% of their employees laid off, and there was questions about if the Forza Motorsport series is actually going to continue, and if they're going to stop like support for it, or if they're going to make a new one. They just said that they're going to continue supporting it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like development.
We don't know if we're going to get a new one. Yeah, so I don't know. I think we're going to see more fallout from this Microsoft thing. I do want to. There are more Xbox stories, but I do want to switch gear to Sony right now because I do feel like there was a pretty big kind of Sony. It's not an investor call. What do they call them? Company's Q&A session following the company's latest financial results. So the CFO was kind of being asked questions, and she answered a bunch of stuff regarding Sony's live service push. She has said that the shift to live service is not entirely going smoothly, but they pledged to carry on and learn from their mistakes. They also said that Marathon is expected to release before March 2026. Marathon was supposed to come out in September of this year, as you know, but was delayed indefinitely following poor reception from their closed beta testing and the controversy about plagiarism with regards to the art style. So we got confirmation that they still think they're going to hit this fiscal year. And they also said Bungie's independence is getting lighter. And Bungie's integration into PlayStation Studios is proceeding. So this is a lot to digest. I do want to go a little bit deeper from some of the things they quoted, and then I want to get your thoughts on this all. So the CFO Lin Tao has said last year Concord shut down, and this year Marathon was postponed. So somewhat negative news has been coming out. But if you look at the past 5 years, 5 years ago, live service games were almost non-existent for PlayStation Studios. We now have Helldivers 2, MLB The Show, Gran Turismo 7, and Bungie's Destiny 2. So we have these 4 live services contributing to sales and profits in a stable manner. She proceeded to say for Q1, the live service ratio was about 40% for the full year. It's less for live service ratio is about 40% for the full year. It's a little less probably. No, sorry. For Q1, it was about 40%, but for the full year, it's a little less, between 20 and 30%. So in terms of the transformation, it's not entirely going smoothly, but from the long-term perspective, if you look at the changes over 5 years, you see that there's definitely been change. Of course, we recognize that there are still many issues, and we should learn from lessons, from mistakes, and make sure we introduce live service content where there's less waste and it's more smooth. Blah, 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 blah. And then with regards to Bungie itself, she said, quote, first, about Marathon, we have factored it in the forecast. We expect the launch to happen within the fiscal year. But having said that, this is not a commitment. No official announcement has been given yet. And then she added, we are now doing modifications in development, and based on the progress in the autumn timeframe, we believe we can communicate when we can launch Marathon, either from Bungie or PlayStation. Then she goes on to say, about the governance of Bungie, at the time of the acquisition, we were offering a very independent environment. So that was one way of thinking. However, thereafter, we have gone through structural reform as we announced last year. So this independence is getting lighter. And Bungie is shifting into a role where it is becoming more part of PlayStation Studios and integration is proceeding. She continues, in the long term, if you can see this as an ongoing process, the direction for Bungie is to become part of PlayStation Studios, etc., a bunch of other stuff. I am quoting all of this from Chris Scullion on Video Games Chronicle, who wrote all this in the article, transcribed from the Q&A session. Erwin, you've talked... We started this podcast, 8-10 months ago? We have talked plenty about Sony's live service and their live service push. It is the gift that keeps giving with regards to content to talk about on a podcast. I want your immediate impression from what you just heard right now.
I mean, I'm not surprised that things are not entirely going smoothly. Like we all know the horror smoothies or the horror like stories regarding all of this. I'm a little bit concerned about Bungie's independence being lighter. Like,
yes,
we don't need. I don't know if these developers need micromanagement.
Well, but here's the... Okay, I'm going to push back at you. I think they sometimes do. Microsoft had a hands-off approach for all the studios when they bought Bethesda Games and they bought Activision Blizzard. And their hands-off approach seemingly didn't go so well. That's why Redfall came out in the shape it was. Right?
That's fair.
And PlayStation has tried the hands-off approach with Bungie. And I'm not sure the $3 billion... I'm not sure the $3 billion they've spent on Bungie has really paid off. I mean, it's very tough to know exactly why they brought Bungie on. I don't think it's been officially stated. But one of the reasons is for sure, as part of this live service push, you get kind of a live service king. A studio that knows how to make live service. And you get them to, not be pressured by the management that doesn't really understand how to do the live service, like the PlayStation Studios kind of branch of things. You kind of let them run free because, they made Halo, they made Destiny. Get them to do their thing, and then they could also be like an external consultant on some of Sony's other live service situations, which they have been, because Bungie is kind of responsible for killing Last of Us Online. Do you recall that story? Because
Bungie, I do recall that, because they play tested it and they said that this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, but so they have had their chance of freedom, and what we got is kind of less than favorable. What's the game they make? Destiny 2 kind of expansions that didn't maybe sell so well, even if some of them were critically acclaimed. I think they had the final shape was decent from my understanding, but the one before it, the one that was kind of cyberpunky, I think didn't hit very well. They've seemingly they've stopped even working on Destiny at that scale now. It's just like smaller content updates, no more expansions. Marathon, self-evident, like if they are the big live service king that they're supposed to be, they can't even catch plagiarism at their company that goes on for 5 years. They can't, they can't make a game that seemingly attracts people enough that they want to play it. I don't blame Sony for not having any hope, let's just say, in them. And then as a consultant, like, I don't know, what have they actually done to help Sony make better live service games besides cancel them, right? And seemingly if they canceled Last of Us Part 2, why didn't they freaking cancel Concord?
Do you know, maybe it's their play. It's like to get the rest of the live service games canceled, and then the only thing that Sony's got is like Bungie making live service games. Like,
what difference does that make for them financially?
Yeah,
right?
Same, right? I don't know. I think this live service stuff is a mess. Like,
it's a big mess.
I really don't think they know what they're doing. They're just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
And it's not sticking. $3 billion on Bungie. I honestly would have said that was a good investment if push was live service. Seemingly it hasn't been. I mean, how many games are we? Like, remember when I kind of did the full review of them? I can't even keep track of anymore how many games have been canceled. Like, you had The Last of Us.
Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever.
The one that was being made by Nexon, or who was it that was working on? Like,
can't even remember. Yeah, there was like two or whatever, right?
Yeah, there was the MMO one that was being worked on by someone else that got canceled, but the co-op one, the Spider-Man multiverse thing, Last of Us Online, the freaking God of War multiplayer thing that Bluepoint was working on or something, which till this day I hold a grudge on Sony. Like, you released Demon's Souls remake at the start of the console cycle. You could have released Bloodborne remake by now by Bluepoint Games, but you chose to freaking get them to work on a multiplayer God of War game. The Ben studio, I mean, Ben's the studio that's been shafted the most by Sony, I think, over the last 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't even want to shut them down. They just want to torture them.
Yeah.
Right.
Like remake the game that you wish you could make again.
A sequel to. Yeah. Go remake Days Gone, but you're not allowed to make Days Gone 2. And you have to make this multiplayer. What was the multiplayer game they were working on?
Oh, man, I can't even remember.
They were working on a multiplayer game, and I can't remember for what IP it was. And it got canceled, too.
What was it for? I can't remember, honestly. Like, there's just been so many canceled. Like,
I mean, it's a mess.
If I had it written down, I'd probably be able to, like, look through the notes, but I don't. But
it's it's such a big mess. I just realized I probably should have started the show with this story because it seems like you're much more interested in this than Contraband. Like, I thought we would talk about like Xbox's cancellations, but you're kind of like,
no, they're all like whatever.
So,
like, okay, I'd be really invested if they like canceled Blade, but I'd mainly just rub it into like
I'm gonna quit the podcast if they cancel Blade. I'm gonna just break all my consoles. I'm not playing freaking video games anymore. Blade gets canceled. Like, I'm not. It's done. I'm the only person online I think that cares about. Well, not online. They exist online, but I'm the only person I know of that cares about this game.
I mean, I care. I just like I'm worried for it. I'm worried for it.
It will come out. It will come out. Believe. There's an article from Games Radar Plus. Marvel's Blade. Everything we know so far. July 29, 2025. Believe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just I really don't know where Sony's going with their live service, and like
it's a mess.
I'm not interested in Marathon whatsoever.
I am from just the aesthetic perspective, but at this point with everything that's happening, it's very tough. I mean, I was someone who was interested in Marathon. It's very tough now to keep me interested with the way they talk about it and the way things are going.
Yeah.
Like she just said, Marathon hasn't been going good. I do have closing thoughts. I do want to mention something here in the quotation that she said. I thought this was hilarious. I thought this was absolutely ridiculous. But if you look at the past 5 years, 5 years ago, live service games were almost non-existent for PlayStation Studios. We now have Helldivers 2, MLB The Show, Gran Turismo 7, Bungie's Destiny 2. So we have these 4 live services contributing to sales, profits, in a stable manner. Excuse me? You're going to count Gran Turismo as part of your live service push? A game you've been making since the PS2? That is not part of your live service push. You're going to tell me MLB The Show is now making you live service money? A game for when did they start MLB The Show? When was the first MLB The Show? That was way before your live service push. That is ridiculous to include Gran Turismo 7,
MLB The Show, PlayStation 2, February 28th, 2006.
That's insane. Yeah, that's insane.
And since 2014 has become the sole MLB simulation video game.
Yeah. How are you going to tell me a game that's like FIFA that would have naturally progressed to a live service game? Like all these sports simulators eventually became live service games at the turn of the, 2010s, right? That's quite freaking normal, right? Gran Turismo 7 is a racing game. Of course, it's eventually going to have microtransactions, stuff like that. Just the PS2 version didn't have all of a sudden you're going to make it like you did a turn. Like you can't count those two as part of your successes. You know what else you can't count as part of your success? Destiny 2. That's like Microsoft saying, we bought COD. Look at our live service situation. It's so good now. You just bought Destiny. You bought Bungie. You didn't freaking create Destiny 2. The only one here is Helldivers 2. And honestly, give me a break. Helldivers 2 was going to come out anyway, regardless if you did your live service push or not. Helldivers 2 was from Helldivers. That was the 2016 game. This was just its natural progression. It happened to be a live service game. That was it. Give me a break, man. Like, if I really want to concede, I'll concede Helldivers 2. The other three, no.
Do you think Helldivers 2 would have been that big if COVID didn't happen, though?
I think it was, yeah. It was very later than, it was very late. It was 2014. It was well past the COVID kind of situation. Or 2024, not 2014, sorry. Helldivers is from last year, early last year. So I don't think it would have had.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think it was just a good game that caught on.
Yeah, it was just like a very streamable or like fun game to play with friends.
And for people who just play kind of multiplayer games, it came out at like the perfect time.
Yeah.
You know, right after a bad Call of Duty, maybe. Right? So it was like what?
Yeah,
it was
Battlefield was not really
3.
existent.
Battlefield was non-existent. You didn't really have. You had the staple. There was no Marvel Rivals or anything like that.
Yeah, that's true.
You didn't have like a new live service game that came out that really blew everybody out of the water. So coming out in February, perfect time. Yeah, I don't know. This is just ridiculous. I want to move to Nintendo, Derwin, and let's talk about Nintendo's Indie World Showcase. This was a 15-minute showcase showing off 18 games. Did you have a chance to take a look, Derwin?
I haven't seen any of these 18 games.
All right. Do you want me to go through them all while you maybe fast forward through the video?
How about you tell me about the ones that are actually interesting? Because there's a big list of games here, and I only care for like the best of the best for indie.
That's very subjective. I don't know how I would be able to tell you that, but I could.
Which ones were the most interesting to you?
I think Mina the Hollower is the most interesting. That's from the Shovel Knight developers. We've already seen Mina the Hollower. We already knew its launch date before. So I can't remember which showcase or which event we saw Mina the Hollower. Yeah, but we already know about that. October 31st release date. That's how they started off the show. The next thing we saw was Well Dweller from the developers of Crypt Custodian. This looked like a Metroidvania, 2D Metroidvania. That's kind of Dark Souls-like in combat. I actually thought this was really interesting. The art style didn't immediately catch me, but the more I watched of it, I was like, this is really, really cool. Neverway looks very good. That's the third game. What is the release date on Neverway? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how else I would tell you this without you going through the video, but Neverway is like, it's like a farming sim / RPG that has a horror vibe to it. It's pixel art. Imagine like a dark version of what's that pixel art RPG that came out? Sea of Stars. Imagine like a dark like art style of that.
Yeah, this one kind of looks cool.
Yeah, really intriguing to me. I'm trying to see if they had a release date on this one. Available 2026. So yeah, and then for Well Dweller, it was also coming soon, 2026. We saw Herdling, which is this game about like herding these like fantastical animals. We've already seen this game before, but we got a release date. It is coming out August 21st, 2025. We had a shadow drop for a game called Is This Seat Taken, which is like an area organization management game. It's coming to Switch plus, I think, iOS and Android. Available later today. Looks pretty cool. We're getting a little Kitty Big City update. So that's happening later this year. Content warning seems like one of these like Phasmophobia type multiplayer ghost hunting games available in 2026. We got a look at Ball Times Pit, which we already saw at the Devolver Digital Direct from the Summer Games Fest. We did get a release date, I think, for this one. It is coming October 15. It is kind of like a tower defense. I don't know what exactly this is, like a tower defense. You know those games where you're like you're shooting stuff, but the map is moving towards you?
Oh yeah, it's like those mobile game ads.
Yes.
Where like you're supposed to kill like a bunch of stuff to upgrade your weapon, so you can kill more and more.
Yeah, it looks like a more.
Are you sure this is not a scam, dude?
No, this looks like a more polished indie version of that, right? With a cooler art style. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon, which is kind of this racing game, this kind of silly like 2D side-scrolling racing game, coming out winter 2025. We got a look at this Switch 2-timed exclusive coming out this holiday called Glaciered. which to me kind of looks like Abzu. You remember Abzu on PlayStation 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's available later this year, but I don't really like the art style. It kind of looks a little weird. Then we got like this like quick segment where we saw like, when you see like 20 seconds of clips of games. This game called Winterborough, which is like top down, seems like a cozy sim where you're like a mouse in this like woodly kind of hollow in like this snowy world. Really interesting to me as well. No date on that one. I think we got to look at Undusted Letters from the Past. Seems like another cozy game where you kind of clean items and kind of there's some underlying story there. The Bookshop, like it seems like it's a bookstore management game. Out now for this one. Caves of Could, which is to be honest with you, I don't really know what this is. I don't know how to describe
It's
it.
a roguelike.
It is some type of
a sci-fi roguelike.
Yeah, it'd be.
I don't know. This one doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, Strange Antiquities is another one of those like those object like management games. September 17. Opius Prison Break is a very weeb. Seems like a Studio Ghibli like kind of story game coming out fall. And then they topped it off with an announcement that the excellent UFO 50 from last year is coming to Nintendo Switch. This was a game that dropped on PC only last year. It was nominated for, I believe, Indie Game of the Year. I'm not sure if it actually won. I can't remember what won Indie Game of the Year last year. It might have been Balatro. Probably Balatro. So UFO 50 is that game where there's like 50 games in one game. Like all these old arcade games in one game. So really good. So yeah, for me, I would say the highlight is that UFO 50 coming to Switch 2, plus, another look at Mina the Hollower, Well Dweller, and Neverway. I am really interested in Neverway. So that is nice. Anything that caught your eye there?
I did wishlist Neverway on Steam. So
it looks really cool, doesn't it?
That is the one that I think looks most interesting. Mina the Hollower looks all right. I don't know about the rest of them. I'd have to look at some reviews and see if they're worth playing.
For sure. Yeah, Neverway definitely caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's our big 3 stories of the week. We could move on to some third-party stuff before I circle back and clean up some other stories from Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox. The big thing that happened this weekend was the Battlefield open beta. I played a lot of that. I will get to that in the games we've been playing this week. But the Battlefield 6 open beta has hit 500,000 concurrent players on Steam and passes Call of Duty all-time high.
Yeah, but then it dropped to 0 afterwards.
Was that you who said that to me?
Yeah, I said it. Yeah. That was so funny. I looked at it, I'm like,
Battlefield beta already has dropped to 0 concurrent players after 4 weeks.
It's like, I wonder why, man. It must suck so hard.
Yeah. And EA has been busy banning cheaters. They have prevented 330,000 cheating attempts during 2 days of open beta early access, which is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then speaking of cheating, Battlefield 6 is asking you to uninstall Valorant for its anti-cheat. You can't run both at the same time. So basically,
engines don't like each other, or they're anti-cheat engines.
Yeah, I think the explanation is that I'm seeing here from this tweet over here by Philip Kuskinas. Is Vanguard is compatible with Javelin, and you don't need to uninstall one anti-cheat to use the other. However, Battlefield 6 does not currently allow the Valorant client to be running simultaneously because most drivers race to protect regions of game memory with the same technique.
Okay.
So if you're on PC, don't be.
But it seems like that's only if you're playing at the same time, though, right? Not one at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, who's playing both at the same time? You got some messed up brain issues.
You have the application running at the same time. No, it's like those videos, the Gen Z videos where you got like
you have to have you have to have Minecraft playing along with another video in order to understand it properly. Oh my god,
those are insane. Very good for EA. It looks promising. It looks like Call of Duty might not have its what's the word? Might not have its work cut out for it, or will have its work cut out for it.
Will have its work cut out for it.
Yeah, I don't know how you put. Yeah. Anyway, there's one other funny thing from this open beta is our creators was being censored in game chat.
What?
So anybody who put our creators in the Battlefield like game chat, it was censoring the word our creators. It's since been on like like you know if you say a profanity or something.
Yeah,
chat,
it like
the game
just comes up as nothing. Yeah.
So if you said our creators, it was blocking it.
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
I don't. So it was
out of my Battlefield 6 chat.
So people were saying that like because they come out so soon to each other, like EA just is afraid that because that seems like it's the only other multiplayer competition for this year. It's our creators and COD really for shooters. So yeah, they were banning it on the chat, so you couldn't talk. You couldn't talk to people about our creators.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is. More multiplayer news this week. Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta's online multiplayer mode, Fox Hunt, gets a release window. And spoiler alert, it is not on the release of the game it comes bundled with, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. It is going to come out at a later time. This is, sometime in the fall. It is a new from the ground up multiplayer mode. It has nothing to do with the
original remake game?
With any of the online games before. Yeah.
Live service game.
So this game, we didn't even know about it until recently, actually. We didn't know there was a multiplayer mode with Delta. They like sneak peeked it a few times until they actually showed it. Which who was asking for this anyway? And how many people are going to play it if you're not releasing it on release? So this does feel like 2009 or 10 where like every game had a multiplayer mode, that came along with it. But yeah, that's kind of sad. And I mean, nobody's forcing them to do this because I feel like they locked in this date back like earlier this year for Metal Gear Solid Delta. This was one of the earlier games we knew.
Maybe they wanted to stagger it, right?
Yeah.
And the people play through the game and then like play the multiplayer or whatever afterwards.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah.
So you never know.
More multiplayer game news. Remedy was unsatisfied with FBC Firebreak's launch sales, but it says it has a solid game to build on, and their Q2 sales jumped by 63.5% to 16.9 million pounds, but because of FBC Firebreak, but that doesn't seem to be enough for the company or what they expected. I mean, they're self-publishing this game. This is the first game that they have published themselves and developed, like all their other games. And for people who don't know, Remedy are the developers of Control, Alan Wake, and Alan Wake 2, the OG Max Paynes, and they're actually working on the remake for Max Payne 1 and 2 in collaboration with Rockstar, because I believe Rockstar published those games originally. Yeah, so this was a co-op PvE game. It came out in June 17. I think I was kind of interested in playing this. I never did play it. You asked me before we started the show. It was really close to the Switch 2 launch and kind of close to Elden Ring Night Reign, so didn't have a chance to hop in. This game did come to Game Pass and did come to PS Plus Extra day one. Ooh, like, I don't know what they thought they were going to sell for copies when you do that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they probably just wanted a confirmed payout from Game Pass, right?
Yeah, from Game Pass and Sony. They did mention that they thought they were going to make more money from Steam, but apparently it hasn't sold very well on PC. That's where they thought the money was going to come from. I could take a look at Steam charts and see FBC Firebreak. Yeah, that is not good.
Pretty bad.
It's not
1,000 players concurrent or
no.
Oh,
Let me just check on SteamDB because sometimes I don't like that Steam charts. FBC Firebreak. Yeah, 9 people in game right now on Steam.
What?
Yep.
Do you have enough to play a match?
It is a co-op game, so it's not like you need like 10 people.
so there's 9 guys probably in a lobby together.
I mean, it makes sense. I could you put it on PlayStation Plus and Game Pass. They did reach 1 million like players 10 days in, but I could see the people on Game Pass and PS Plus played it. But yeah, I don't know how you're going to like kind of build up on this and pick up Steam. To be honest with you, I don't see that.
All right. Well,
yeah, sucks for them. It didn't review very well either. So that's the other thing. So, former BioWare executive producer says that EA was pitched multiple times to remaster the first 3 Dragon Age games to kind of create a remaster trilogy similar to what they did to Mass Effect, but EA kept denying. He says, quote, EA's historically been, and I don't really know why, but they've even said this publicly, they're kind of against remasters. It's strange for a publicly traded company to basically seem to be against free money, but they seem to be against it, and that's just part of it. So yeah, I mean, if Dragon Age, what was the one that you played, the Veilguard?
Veilguard.
Yeah, if that one didn't hit, and you're a fan of the OG ones,
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah, that sucks. I've never played these games really. I did play Inquisition, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I would have dished out $30 for a remaster.
We got Resident Evil news?
We do have Resident Evil news. There is a Resident Evil movie in the works. I'm sure you're not aware. You know why? Because I feel like there's a movie in the works for everything. And when there's a movie in the works for every single video game IP, there's no movie in the works for anything. Right?
Yeah, right? Because there's... What was that latest one that was going to get?
The game that hasn't even come out yet.
Claire Obscure was supposed to get a
There's one that hasn't even come out yet. What was the game that hasn't even come out yet and is already has like they've already signed a deal and everything? I can't even keep track of them, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Because superhero movies aren't selling as what they used to, so maybe they are trying to develop new things.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, the director of this movie, this is why I'm excited for this movie. The director is the Weapons director.
Mm-hmm. And I have yet to watch Weapons. Have you watched yet?
I was supposed to watch it yesterday with my sister, which is why I wanted to delay the podcast today. But she couldn't make it. It was kind of it didn't work out. So we've delayed it to tomorrow. Potentially. Either me and her are going to watch Weapons or we're going to watch Together, which is another horror film that just came out. Yeah.
I think you should watch Weapons. I've heard very good things about it.
I've heard good things of both, yeah.
Together's good, but I feel like Weapons might be the more interesting one to watch out of the two.
You're the one who watched Together last week, right?
I watched Together, yeah.
Yeah. So he's also the director of Barbarian. Have you watched Barbarian?
That one is another Oscar-nominated film, right?
That one was from 2020.
That was...
It was 23 or 24?
I think it was 23.
I think it was 23.
2022, actually.
Really good horror film. So that's why I'm excited for this. Like, this guy knows how to make movies. Anyway, he did say that there won't be any existing characters in this movie. It's going to be new characters in the Resident Evil world.
Thank God.
He basically said, he said fans can play the games for their stories, which
I respect that.
Yeah,
I don't want to. I want to have like a new experience.
Okay, but can you just like cast? Can you?
You want Leon in this?
No, I want Bryce Dallas Howard cast as Claire Redfield. Am I asking too much?
She would be a really good Claire Redfield, though.
Yeah, can I ask too much? No, but whatever. I guess I don't get what I want.
No, you get. we might have to cut this, but you get Bella Ramsey as.
Oh man, yeah. Anyway, whatever. As Claire Redfield.
That is really mean, but got to play with them.
They're just a meme. It's just a meme. We get Bella Ramsey as a tyrant or as Mr. Eggs.
No, it's just Claire Redfield. And who's the Snow White actress?
Oh, I don't know her name.
I forget her name. Just them. They play all the characters.
Who do you think would make a Jill Valentine? A really good Jill Valentine as an actress?
I think Jill. I don't know.
That's a good question, right? I mean, not that any of these characters are really freaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually I don't think Leon Kennedy is the most interesting character. I think he's just kind of memeable. But
yeah, I mean, I think none of them are the most intense characters or the most interesting characters. The monsters are more interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
and when
true.
I say monsters, I specifically refer to one, and you know which one.
Yes. Who's gonna play as her? They should bring her in the film. Do you remember that Resident Evil Escape from Welcome to Raccoon City 2021 film that had 30%
so bad.
onto it? Freaking watched that I watched that on a plane. Oh, it was so bad. Remember the Resident Evil Netflix
bad.
series from like
Even worse. Let's not spiral into this bad.
That was brutal. It was so horrendous. But they had what's his name as
Lance Reddick.
Lance
right?
Reddick, yeah.
Yeah. As,
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like the only good person on that show. Anyway, so the director wants the movie to feel fresh, edgy, and weird. And yeah, no existing characters will be in it. I'm excited for this. I'm actually really excited for this. I have high hopes for this film. And maybe we'll get a really good Resident Evil. I don't mind if they just throw in a cameo of one of the characters, but yeah. When is this coming out? Do we even know?
I have no idea.
It's probably a ways away.
Oh, interesting. So his last Lance Reddick, sorry, I was just searching him up. His last role, final film role, was in Ballerina. And you know what was weird? I thought he was CGI in Ballerina when I was watching it.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where they film like way before the movie actually comes out, right?
Yeah.
So an actor can die after it's been filmed, and still like the movie will come out.
Yeah. No, I thought they just like filled him in with CGI or something, like they did like a Fast and Furious with Brian situation.
Who's the voice actor for like OG Batman or something? Who's voice actor on one of the games, and the game came out like after he passed away?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy, yeah. So,
Yep.
Anyway, that's the Resident Evil movie. There is other news for a video game adaptation. There's a Far Cry TV show, which apparently doesn't shy away from the darkest, most absurd parts of humanity, and is reportedly in development at FX. It's supposed to be like an anthology kind of franchise. The thing is, we're not supposed to know any of this. Basically, Ubisoft leaked it on their own website before quickly taking it down.
That's funny. Yeah. That's like the Ally X, the Xbox version. Apparently, it's supposed to be coming out like
October 16th.
October 16th, and there's like an Amazon listing. Yeah, but it's not active.
Yeah, so the series is executive produced by Mac Hawley and Jack Cohn for More Better Productions. Yeah. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff that came out about this. I don't know. We'll see. It's supposed to be an anthology drama. I mean, the only thing I want is the Far Cry 3 villain. That was like top villains of video games. Unfortunately, of course, it seems like every week we have to make some announcements about, or we have to learn about some announcements for layoffs and studio closures. But BitHell Games announces layoffs for majority of their full-time staff who are being made redundant. This is the developer of smaller titles like Tron Catalyst, which came out earlier this year. That, if I recall correctly, came out to kind of mid-tier reviews. This is also the developer of John Wick Hex, which was recently taken off all storefronts, and The Banished Vault, and the Thomas Was Alone. So, unfortunately, this is just kind of, we've talked about this a lot, but it's, day in, day out, every week we hear more of this kind of news. Derwin, do you know you'll no longer be allowed to play Genshin Impact on your PS4?
My PS4 isn't even plugged in, dude.
Yeah. Just letting you know that the PS4 version of Genshin Impact is being delisted and shut down, and minimum specs for the iOS and Android versions are also being raised.
Yeah, they're being raised. They're getting rid of some of the older phones, I guess.
I don't know. They're saying they're quoting hardware limitations and platform application size.
Yeah, that makes sense. So are they
saying not enough people are playing on the PS4, that it's worth it for them to make it run on the PS4? That's what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah, probably.
Derwin, Digital Foundry has gone independent. Good for them. They were previously owned by IGN Entertainment as a parent company, but they are solo now, baby.
Nice.
Good for them. We love Digital Foundry here at the Slow Run Cast. I think both of us can agree that.
Yeah, they do a lot of good work.
A lot of good work, especially if you want to know how well a game performs on different consoles, on different platforms. Their YouTube channel is the place to go. Derwin, there is a Pokemon McDonald's promo that has ended early in Japan due to extreme demand and wasted food. Thousands of dollars worth of untouched food are reportedly being discarded over the weekend.
That's crazy. Send it to me. I want some McDonald's.
People are going crazy for these promo packs and just buying McDonald's and throwing it in the trash. Which
That's
is
crazy.
Crazy, man. It is crazy. I mean, this is like I thought this was a funny story, but now that I'm reading this, it's actually kind of a
That's
sad
dark,
story.
man.
It's kind of
That's
dark. It is a
dark.
sad story. Like there's
Yeah.
people out there that don't have freaking food to eat, and then it's
There's
insane.
people here that want to buy Pokemon cards, but they need to buy food to have Pokemon cards.
So they throw the food in the garbage.
That's
It's insane. Human beings are strange creatures, man. Like we talk as much about morality and empathy, and but sometimes it just feels like it's all vain talk. And in reality, deep down inside, there's like even the person who seems very harmless and just goes about their way and doesn't do anything. There's a piece of shit side. I feel like to every human.
Yeah,
It
they
is
need to
insane.
collect this Pikachu reaching for a burger.
A burger. I mean, yeah, some of these videos are sad, man.
Yeah, this is dark. In lighter news, the Uniqlo and Pokemon trading card game collab is out, so you can get some cool apparel.
Nice.
Hopefully, it won't be scalped, but
Probably will.
it's clothes, man. I don't know. Like I say this, but then sometimes, obviously, things get scalped that are clothes items
It's
too.
Pokemon, man. The demand is crazy. Derwin, do you know that the PlayStation? I'm gonna circle back to some Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox news. I just kind of wanted to touch on the big stories first before I spiraled out of into boring stuff. But Sony's sales figures have reached 80 million. This is part of that same CFO call, I believe. 80 million copies sold 5 years into its console cycle. Definitely the clear winner of this console generation. Xbox is bye-bye. I wonder if it's going to hit PS4 numbers.
I think it will eventually will. Yeah.
The Horizon copy has made several changes post-Sony lawsuit. Read this description from their website. This is what it said before. In a world overrun by colossal machines, explore the vast open world. Build your base of operations, advance technology, train mech animals, and take on formidable bosses. Starting from the primitive age, forge a new path of development. Defy the machinations. Is it machination or machination?
Defy the machination.
Machination. Survive with mech animals. The new quote on the website says, make smart use of everything around you to stay alive and face off against formidable bosses. Every step is fraught with danger and requires courage. Only by overcoming the challenges of survival can you carve out a place for yourself in this unforgiving land. That is a big night and day difference. They went from like, this is a Horizon copy to this is a generic video game.
Yeah, don't worry. You survive in this world.
Yeah. And they changed some of the screenshots on the website to look like less Horizon-y. So
did they?
I mean, knowing that it is a Horizon copycat, I could see it already. But if I didn't know this game was a Horizon copycat, I think the picture changes
a little bit.
Yeah. So listen, if you thought Fizzant was coming out anytime soon, I got some bad news for you. Hideo Kojima is working all by himself on Fizzant.
I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean, they teased off this game way too early. We saw this on like a PlayStation event where they showed off Fizzant. They said this is the next collab with PlayStation Studios and Kojima Studios. And he basically said, yeah, I'm like the only one who's actually working on this game because we're in the conceptual phase. Like everybody else is working on OD or post-launch support for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Which, you know what, to be honest with you, now that I think about it, I probably could have told you that was happening.
I mean, were you expecting this game to come out anytime soon? No. I wasn't.
So he was also asked about if he was going to play Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater remake.
He said no, right?
Yeah.
He's like, why would I?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm
sure he had other things to say on his mind, but he must have not said it.
Derwin, do you know Sarah Bond is bringing her expertise to Tyson Foods by joining their boards of directors? Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox since 2023, is being appointed on the board of directors of Tyson Foods, which is a food company based in Arkansas, or I guess its origins were in Arkansas back in 1931. And I don't even know these, like Jimmy Dean, Reuben, State Fair, and Bosco's. What is Bosco's?
I think those are like US more so based brands,
for sure.
But yeah.
So if anyone's confused, this doesn't actually mean she's leaving Xbox. She's apparently on
she's
the
just
board
sitting
of directors.
there as like consultant or whatever.
Yeah. She's also on this company provides extensive volumes of meat and ingredients to fast food chains like KFC, Taco Bell, McDonald's, and Burger King. That's fucking hilarious.
Maybe we'll see some Xbox toys show up on like kids meals and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So how does she have time to do this? What does it mean to be on a board of directors? Like, how much time is that?
It probably isn't that big of a commitment, right? It's probably more for like just consultation.
She joined the board as an independent director, which is a similar position she already holds at other corporations and companies. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, this must be like just a pretty not time-consuming role for sure.
Maybe, yeah. Derwin, they have shadow dropped remasters or definitive remasters of the FPS classics Heretic and Hexen on Xbox Game Pass. This is from Night Dive and id Software collab. Or you could buy them at 15 USD a piece. Are you excited to play Heretic or Hexen, Derwin?
No. I don't think I've even played the original ones.
Oh, dude, yeah. These are pretty old. We're old, but I think these are old. These are for some real old heads.
Yeah.
Comes with 4K resolution, 120 frames per second. For those who don't know, these are like, they're like boomer shooters. They're like the original Doom, and Doom 2, Doom 64.
That's going to give me a major headache.
Yeah. So they were originally released in 94 and 95. Heretic and its sequel Hexen used a modified version of the Doom engine to offer similar FPS action, but with dark fantasy theme instead of a sci-fi military one. So you kind of know what you're getting there. Helldivers 2 trailer for Xbox, because we know it's already coming to Xbox series platforms, contains a Halo 3 ODST teaser. In the trailer, there's a short section where a theme song from that shows up. So there's thoughts that we're going to see a Halo collab on
That's
Helldivers
crazy.
2, which I think is really cool, really suitable. My only question is this an Xbox only collab, or is it going to come to the PlayStation version of this game?
Would that be officially first time Halo on PlayStation?
No.
Kind of?
No.
Would we count that?
Master Chief's come to Fortnite before.
And technically you could play that.
Yeah.
That loophole.
Derwin, did you see this Mario claymation show as part of a new kid theme?
Dude, this was like printing money for Nintendo, because this is a YouTube only show too, right?
Actually,
yeah, it was supposed to mainly show on YouTube, or I think like their app or whatever. Yeah. So like kids obviously are on YouTube because the content is free. It's basically for the new generation. It's for the new generation. Yeah,
you're right. They're animated episodes with just 1 minute in length.
Yeah, because that's the attention span that they got. Yeah. And then they are launching a bunch of merch with this, right?
Correct. There's like a kids product market with a range of toys, picture books, blah, blah, blah. It's like these hoodies or whatever. You can just see all this kind of plushy stuff and these like build it yourself amiibos or something. I don't know if they're really amiibos that work or.
Yeah. Dude, cool. Nintendo knows how to like print money.
Oh, they sure as hell do. Yeah. Derwin, I got one more story for you this week.
All right.
Are you ready for this? We got a trailer for another, what I am coining. Mark it here, folks. You heard it first at the Slow Run Cast. I, the Iraqi Balboa, I'm going to coin a new term. We now have woo/woe. I call them woo-woe likes. That is what they're called. The first one that was shown was Wukong. What's Black Myth Wukong? But the first one that actually came was Wulong Fallen Dynasty. That actually came out. But I'm going to call them Wu likes. We had Wu Chang, Wolong, Wukong, and now we have Wu Chi the Wayfarer. A teaser trailer, East Asian magic realism, kind of historic fiction, what appears to be an action-heavy, possible Souls-like game. Coming from, I believe it's Lore Vault. I don't know who's publishing the game though. Oh, this takes place in Korea. Joseon era fantasy adventure game from Korea. It is interesting that the second comment on this video from the Xbox post of this trailer says he was thinking the same thing as me. He said Wolong, Wukong, Wu Chang, Wu Chi. I think I see the pattern here. And then one comment's like, "This is going to be another Souls-like, isn't it?"
Does the gameplay actually look like?
You don't really see gameplay. It's just the teaser trailer. One guy's like, I'll have a Souls-like. And then he comments, how original. Visually striking CG trailer.
I mean, it looks interesting, but yeah, it's looking like a Souls-like.
It's looking like a Woo Souls-like specifically, not even just a Souls-like. Another Woo like.
It says action adventure though, so I don't know.
What's that?
Action adventure game? Maybe it's more like fast-paced.
It could be like that upcoming game. See, I don't even remember it. The one where it was like more action. They said it was more like Ninja Gaiden, not Souls. Not Crimson. Phantom Blade X or something like that. Or Phantom Blade Zero. Yeah. So looking good. Derwin, that is it for news stories this week. Let's just take a small breather and get into the games we've been playing. Stay tuned after these messages. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. If you want to subscribe to this Lord. I should do a commercial here.
So, I have acquired a new piece of equipment.
Let us go. Let's see. Ooh, there it is, folks. He couldn't wait for the Xbox One. He went and bought a Rogue Ally before the Xbox One came out.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can load the Windows, like the updated Windows like thing that they're supposed to be working on. That's supposed to be very lightweight.
The one that doesn't
the one that doesn't suck. But I do have SteamOS put in on here.
Yes,
which is
looks great. It looks
really,
looks really close to the Steam Deck. Yeah,
yeah, it's actually really, really good. I'm a fan of it, to be honest. I'm very surprised by how well Linux, because technically this is Linux, runs these games.
Yeah,
it seems pretty seamless for the most part, as long as it's like compatible or even not compatible. I don't know if the game I'm playing is like technically fully compatible with Steam.
Yeah, there's a lot of those Steam games where it says it's not compatible, but
you can still kind of run them. Yeah.
So why did you buy now? Why'd you buy this now, and why'd you buy the older model?
I just got a really good deal on it, and I couldn't say no.
Okay, how much? Do you mind me asking how much it was for?
It was about $500 after everything said and done. Yeah. And it was just like an impulse buy, more so than anything. Yeah.
Was there like a reason you wanted to get that, not the Steam Deck? Because you wanted access to both the Windows platform and the SteamOS platform? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think that was the main reason. I really wanted to try like this new like Windows thing that was eventually going to come out to like the new ROG Ally X and regular Ally. So I was like, this would be like a good thing that could do both, right?
Because earlier this year, we had the news of the SteamOS coming to, what was it, the Lenovo Legion Go S?
Mm-hmm.
Where they had the SteamOS version and the Windows OS version.
Yeah.
And then we found out that actually Windows is not a good platform for these handheld PCs. And now that you could have SteamOS everywhere, it was like great. But when they announced this new Xbox Rogue Ally X or whatever, they said they were actually working on fixing the Microsoft kind of OS.
And then I was looking at online regarding the reviews or like the Z2 chip, which is supposed to be. I wouldn't be able to really. I mean, it would be unadvisable for me to get like the X version because it will cost a lot.
It's like $1,000
between like the original Ally and this upgraded one. Apparently, it's only like a 15% boost. It will have better battery life and etc. But like, it's also going to be way more money.
Yeah, so for another $500, only 15% boost.
Yeah, exactly. And there's already like quite a few mods out there for this original one. So I have purchased a battery. It is coming in. So I will have an upgraded battery and like I have already upgraded the SSD on it. I have a 1 terabyte SSD in there. So
did you buy this new or used?
I bought it new.
Okay.
So yeah, not a bad price for new. So can't complain.
So do we know that like the new Xbox Rogue Ally X, that whatever that OS is going to be, do we know it's going to retroactively be
I think they have announced it, or you'd be able to like side load it.
Okay.
I feel like with Windows there's always a way to like load it onto anything. So as long as somebody has like the image of it, you should be able to just like install it right on.
Okay, so what have you been playing on it? Let us know. We want to know.
So I've tried a few games. I've tried Dead Island Riptide, which is like an older version I wanted to go back and visit. Didn't run the best, I found, which is surprising because that's a pretty old
It's a pretty
game.
old game. That's like
Yeah.
2011 or 2013 or something.
But then I also tried to run Callisto Protocol on it,
Which
and
is
it ran kind of the same. So I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
But
I
that's a
didn't.
pretty demanding game on the other end
Yeah.
of the spectrum.
Yeah, it actually like play. You could probably play it, but I feel like the frame rate wouldn't be enjoyable. You'd have to play it on like the easiest difficulty because of the input lag causing you to like not be able to respond as quick as you could, right?
So on Steam, on like the Steam Deck, it shows what's deck verified. So if a game is deck verified, it means it runs on the Steam Deck good, perfectly fine, right? If a game is not deck verified and it has like the yellow warning sign, it means there's something up with it. It might not necessarily be a performance thing. It might be like, well, you can't read the text, or it's a controls thing or something like that. And then some games just won't work. Now you're running Steam on this thing, but I can't imagine Steam is telling you anything is deck verified or not, because it's not a Steam Deck.
Oh, it still does. It still does.
But does it register that that's like a deck?
No,
like
it's just. I think it's a categorized. Like it still has like Steam OS compatible and stuff like that. It shows on there.
So, but does it kind of understand what your hardware limitations are and tells you actually you can run this game?
It probably just bases it off of Steam Deck.
Steam Deck, yeah.
Yeah, this is like just slightly better than a Steam Deck. It's not like that much better. So
then Riptide and Callisto Protocol are they deck verified?
Callisto, I have it sideloaded from the Epic Game Store, so I actually do not know at all. I didn't look it up. But SteamOS compatible. It does show up on there as SteamOS compatible. So
okay,
yeah, I personally don't know. I've just been kind of just like throwing everything at it to kind of see what runs. I was gonna try Batman because that was also like in there as like a Steam verified game. As well as BioShock as well. But yeah, in general, I'm happy with it. The battery life is not great. It's probably like worse than the Switch 2, but hopefully I will remedy that.
Dude, it's so weird on the Steam Deck. There's like games that are like are so light on the battery, and then another game for like no explainable reason from like a demand perspective, it just nukes my battery. I've been playing Viewfinder, which is like a smaller indie puzzle game on the Steam Deck, and it's been like nuking my battery. Like I can only play for like an hour and a half, and my battery is like toast, which is insane because like some of the other indie games I play on the Steam Deck, dude, like my battery will last for like a whole day, like 5 hours, 7 hours.
Yeah, I think it just really depends on what is like optimized and like what it's drawing. So
it also is a relatively decent looking game too. So
yeah, I have noticed that as well. The one game that I have like sunk a lot of time in is something I like briefly mentioned a few episodes ago, and that is I think it's Disney
Dreamlight Valley.
No. Disney Illusion Island, and that one is a 2D.
Ooh, yes, the Metroidvania 2D co-op.
It's not Metroidvania; it's just the 2D platformer.
Oh, I thought it was a Metroidvania for some reason.
No, you can't actually like shoot at anything. You just jump on stuff. It's very, very like PG.
Okay.
Yeah,
so like going back and like solving puzzles and revisiting areas.
You can.
Okay, so
like a little bit of that, I guess, but like I don't know. It's just a fun like 2D game. I thought it would be a good thing to like just try this out on, because I don't think I would ever boot up my PC to play it, and I think that it makes sense that it came out on Switch, and now you can also get it on like your Steam Deck and stuff.
Yeah, I think you could get it on your PlayStation now too. That game.
Yeah.
It's on PlayStation.
Again, I wouldn't boot up my PlayStation for it, but like I feel like this game is like perfect on a handheld. Very reminiscent of like playing back on like on a Game Boy.
I did really want to play with my wife when it came out, but
yeah, and it does support like multiplayer up to 4.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to play.
It is a very easy game.
It's like a kid's game.
Yeah, it's like a kid's game, but it does satisfy like a lot of like the Disney in me, right? Like you get You get the music, and like all the characters are like what they should be.
Yeah. Was there anything else you have been playing this week, Derwin?
No, that is it. I need to get
Nice.
back into Wu
Ghost of
Chang
Tsushima. Wu Chang.
and Ghost of Tsushima. Yes.
Oh
So those,
no! It's
yeah.
piling up. It's piling up.
I know.
It's
I need to finish this. I'm on like the last little section. I hope,
Ooh.
and then I'll be done and I can get rid of it, and then
Sweet.
yeah, we'll keep playing. I do find that I am playing a lot more games because it is handheld. Like,
Handheld
it's so
is,
easy. Like
it
press
does
it,
make
and
it
then just
easy.
go.
I really wish I bought Ninja Gaiden Ragebound on Steam Deck now. I really regret my decision buying it on the PlayStation. Because I can't play it on the go. And the problem with the PlayStation, the thing is that game doesn't have a save state in the middle of a level because it's like level based, right? Like it's like you do the level from beginning to end. There's no like save state in the middle of the level. And some of these bosses are very difficult. So you're like in a situation where like, do I leave my PlayStation open for the night? What if it closes by itself? It goes into like, do I just leave it in sleep mode? Sometimes it'll do an update, shut down.
It's a mistake, man. It's a mistake. Yeah. You should have bought. That is the perfect game for Steam Deck.
For Steam Deck. Do not buy it on Switch. Apparently, it doesn't run very good on Switch. It's not like a Switch 2 enhanced version of it on Switch. It like runs like 30 frames.
I think we're gonna run into a lot of these issues with Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can totally see why, like, some developers might just throw whatever on there just to sell some copies.
Well, it's not because it's not there yet. Like the developer was probably working on this version of the game for the regular Switch before the Switch 2 came available. So they don't have a Switch 2 port for it yet,
Yeah. I just this limitation with the handheld. Like there are definitely some things that are like not fully optimized with some of these games, and you could really tell.
Yeah, I mean
versus like a Switch. So it is gonna be very interesting to see which developers actually like fully make sure that their game is actually running good on a Switch too.
I mean, in Nintendo's defense, like there were games like that on from the PS4 to the PS5 era. There was a lot of games that like the PS5, there was no PS5 version of the game. Like it wasn't running at 60 frames. Mm-hmm. It was running like PS4 level, in the early kind of version. Then every game started coming out with like a PS5 and a PS4 version of the game.
Yeah. But the issue is like the PS5 has so much more power, right? And if you want parity,
the PS4 also.
So it's running into the same issues as we saw like from previous generations where, the other players had a lot more power and you could get away with, power through some of these games that required more.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see what the Switch 2 is able to do, to play, or what is compatible or properly compatible in a few years.
For sure. I think by then everything will have like a Switch 2 version, or will only be coming out for the Switch 2. And depending on what how many people buy the Switch 2 compared to the Switch 1. Mm-hmm. Right? How many people move on. Yeah. We could move on to what I've been playing, unless you have anything else. Yeah.
Nope. Take it away. Take it away.
We kind of I'll briefly touch upon Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I've still been playing it, right? On the PS5. Derwin, this game is hard. This game is hard. There is a difficulty spike by Act 3. There's, I believe, 4 acts in the game. And there's these things called special operation missions that kind of maybe function as another like act almost.
Is it like a challenge stage almost?
They're like reruns of an existing stage that you play in the actual story, but with like a different spin-off to it, different enemy placements, different, challenges. Dude, by midway through Act 3, the game starts getting really difficult. And I start taking a significantly longer amount of time to run through these levels. These levels are designed to be beaten in, I want to say, 5 to 15 minutes, depending on the level, the stage. That was the case for the first half of the game for me. By like Act 3, 4, 3, 5, I mean, I was spending 50 minutes on a level, an hour on a level. The levels themselves get way harder, and you really have to lock in, or you're just like, the level isn't even long, but what's happening is you just keep dying. And
so you're like playing the section over and over again?
Section over and over again. And then the bosses in 3-3, 3-4, and 3-5 are hard bosses. They are difficult bosses. The level spike on them was insane. Like you can get stuck on them for a significant amount of time. That's why I was saying I wish I bought it on the Steam Deck, because there was
Yeah, because
nights
then
where
you
I'm
can
like,
just like
I
press
need to beat
pause
this
and
boss, because if I cannot risk my PlayStation shutting off at night. So yeah, it's crazy how difficult the game is. I thought I would have run credits by now. I have not run credits by now. Because like it's taken me way longer than I thought.
that's
Like
crazy.
after I talked to you, like the first kind of week, the first few days it came out, I was probably already done the first two acts, and like the first half of the special op missions. Like it was pretty like steady going, and now I'm just like, okay, I could do one level tonight, like one level. It's gonna take
That's
me an hour.
crazy.
Yeah, like I am at stage 4-3 now. I believe it goes up to 4-5 or 4-6. So I'm really close to the end. And I think I would have two more special op missions that I unlocked that I could run them. I was really thinking about getting the platinum. I did a little bit of like spoiler Google researching. I'm
Mhm.
not gonna do that. The
Oh, it's
platinum
hard.
is there's like one trophy that's you have to beat the game and then you unlock hard mode for the game. So you have to beat the game
Oh no.
again. No, it's not done. You have to beat the game again on hard mode, and after you beat the game again on hard mode, you have to pick a specific decision at the end of the game, and then that unlocks boss rush mode, and then you have to beat boss rush mode, and then you get the trophy. So I'm like,
That's
not doing.
rough,
I'm not doing
man.
that. Yeah, I'm not getting that. That is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I cannot recommend that game enough. That game is beautiful. That game runs great. That game's combat is super fun. That game's platforming is super fun. I love games like that. Like me as an old man dad, games where I could just zone out, chill out. I don't really care too much about the story. I love the pixel art style. It's not like mind-boggling like a Metroidvania, and I have to keep track of every little segment I go. It's not a Hollow Knight or like a Metroid Dread or something. Very simple, straightforward game. You just go through different stages. Each stage has a set of challenges and collectibles, and you just go from start to finish. You run through the stage, you go to the next level. Almost like a TMNT Shredder's Revenge or Streets of Rage 4. Not that genre, of course. This is like 2D action platforming, right? It's not like a beat 'em up or anything. 2D action platforming, but it's some of the best platforming I've experienced in a while. I really love that game. I mean, depending on what comes out for the next of the year, this might be like on my short list for like games of the year for me at least.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I think we kind of buried the lead here, and I didn't get a chance to talk about probably the more important thing from this week. The thing that took me away from the game I had intended on reviewing for this episode, Mafia of the Old Country. But no, I did not play Mafia of the Old Country. Instead, I bought Mafia of the Old Country only to put it on the side while I played the Battlefield 6 open beta. And man, did I play it. Holy smokes. And now I am having withdrawals, Derwin. Battlefield 6 open beta came out this weekend. First, they had like an early day for early access, which was the dumbest thing ever. I thought if you just like pre-order the game, you get that early day earlier. No, you had to do this like stupid thing where you had to be signed up to some of their like things by July 31st, or watch the reveal thing online, or watch a Twitch streamer who has drops on play the game for half an hour before you get a code in your drop, and then you put it. It's the dumbest thing ever that I had to go through to play that game early. Only early for like a day. But anyway, played it Thursday night, played it Friday night, went to Edmonton on Saturday, so I didn't play it then. Played it Sunday night before they took it off. Man, Derwin, Battlefield is back, baby. Battlefield is back. I am excited for this game when it comes out October 10th. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They had Conquest, they had Breakthrough, they had two other smaller game modes that were like COD style game modes that I didn't play with. But Conquest is the game mode where you have the two teams and you have certain control points on the map, and you have to control them physically to kind of for a longer period of time while you kill the enemy to win the game. And then Breakthrough is the game where you have like stages, an attacking team and a defending team, and you have to hit certain milestones as an attacker with a limited amount of lives before your lives come out, and the defenders have to prevent you from hitting those milestones. In the open beta teaser, they did mention there was 4 maps. There was supposed to be Brooklyn, Tajikistan, Cairo, and Gibraltar. We didn't see the Brooklyn map. I don't know. Maybe people saw it. I didn't get it a single time. I got the Cairo map. I got the Gibraltar map a lot. Even the Tajikistan map wouldn't show up until like the second day of the beta.
Oh, and maybe they were like staggering the maps to make sure that
I don't know,
playable.
but I never saw the Brooklyn map. So yeah, The Cairo map is really close quarters, urban combat, lots of buildings, lots of tanks destroying buildings, no aircraft vehicles. The Gibraltar map, very similar, but a few sections on the side where it's a little bit more open and you can get looking down through some alleyways, but it is like more tighter combat, it feels like, in Gibraltar even. Then you had the Tajikistan map, which is much more open, bunker to bunker warfare, lots of snipers. You freaking go on that map and all you see is sniper guild, what's the word?
Built.
Guild. And then lots of aircraft, helicopters, fighter jets doing airstrikes on you, all that kind of stuff. Man, I don't know what else to say. It's Battlefield. The class system's back. It feels freaking great. Assault class has like a second primary weapon, like the shotgun, goes around, stims himself to get like healing back and energy back and all that kind of stuff. Has a little grenade launcher, meant for kind of being the front line to go in and take stuff out. The engineer class was probably the class I played the most. That is the equipment repair / equipment taken out class. So like when you play that class, your whole thing is like, I'm going to help repair my tanks on my team. I'm following the tank. I'm using it as cover. Every time it takes a hit, I'm repairing it. And I'm also taking out the other enemy team tank. I'm equipped with like an RPG. I'm also equipped
That's
with like a
cool.
landmine. Or in the case of the Tajikistan map, you can also equip your ground-to-air defense like rocket. That's lock on to try and take out some of the helicopters and stuff like that. Some of the equipment, fun class as well. Then you had your support class, which was mostly your medic, healing people. You have a defib to heal people faster. You automatically heal people anywhere faster without the defib. You had like you also resupply people and stuff like that. Then you had the recon class, which is like the sniping class. It's easier for you to spot enemies and kind of ping them on the map for everyone else.
Did you find any issues with people just choosing the same class?
No, but the thing is, you're also playing, like I also played with a squad. Like Battlefield is, in addition to having your team of like 32 people or whatever, or I don't even know how much it is, 32, 64, you also have squads. So you also squad up, and I'm not squatting up with randoms. Every game I played is with like my friend group.
Yeah.
So we discuss it before we go in. And so like, we're saying, okay, I'll go engineer. We need 2 engineers. We need a recon for this map. One of you guys go this. Like we kind of have it all planned out. And again, none of the classes are like inherently bad that you don't want to play it or inherently feels like a burden to play. Like if you tell me we need someone assault, I'll go assault. You tell me we need someone engineer, I don't mind playing engineer. I don't mind playing support. I don't mind playing recon. Like they're all great. They all have their perks. They all have like their burdens. There's some things that are sucky about them, depending on the situation you're in and the map you're in. And there's some things that are great about them, depending on the situation your map they're in. None of them feel like it's a poorly like catered class. The assault class does feel like it's the least unique. It's just kind of like, just go ahead and kill people. Like that's kind of what it's telling you to do, more or less.
Uninspired almost.
Yeah, it's the kind of like, go ahead and kill people. Like there's nothing else to it. Whereas, so when I'm playing engineer, like I know what my role is. I'm focusing on the equipment, whether repairing it or taking it out. When I'm going, support, I'm focusing on resupplying and healing my teammates. So I'm playing a little bit behind them. I run with an LMG, so I have longer range, but I see them come down and I'm going around with the defib and bringing my guys up. And it awards you point-wise for everything. It doesn't, it's the game is not...
it doesn't ding you
like
for just like
getting
not
kills.
killing someone,
Yeah, you get awarded for everything you do in this game, right? So it was great. Played all the classes, loved it a bunch. We have literally Battlefield withdrawn the friend group. Comparing to other Battlefields, I'm not the best person to comment about this because I honestly, like, people hate on specific Battlefield games and I don't even notice it. 2042, I did not play. When 2042 came out, we were excited as a friend group, but because of the poor performance and there's a lot of people on PC and stuff, we never ended up buying it, and it kind of came and went. Even 5, we didn't play extensively, but I don't care. Like if I play a multiplayer game for a month or 2 or 3, that's usually enough for me. It doesn't have to be my forever game, right? So 5 was like, also I like people hated on 5. I don't know. I don't even know why they hated. Like I wasn't that in tune with like kind of the video game news and the industry and like the.
I mean, as long as you
discourse
enjoyed
online.
it when you
I
played
just
it.
enjoyed it, right? So I didn't. Yeah, Battlefield 1 is one of the greatest games of all time. That's like a different story. Like to me, that's one of my favorite games of all time. I love that game so much. And then I don't really have an extensive history with like 3 and 4. And I'm being told this is closer to 3 and 4. So because it's just kind of grounded modern warfare. It's not there's no special sci-fi shit to it, and there's no like historic anything to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like what a conflict would be in today, 2020. I mean, not exactly. It's not like 100%.
Yeah, it's like a dramatified like aspect to it. Yeah.
Yeah. You have your tanks. You have your. It's not like you're running drones or anything on people, which is really what seems like modern warfare.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of like put together drones that are not high tech anymore because they've spent all their money on the good ones and they've already been blown up.
Yeah.
So now you have like bombs strapped to like the most random drones.
Yeah, it is drone warfare in 2025 in all conflicts. That's what it seems like it is. Yeah, so that's Battlefield 6. Guess what else happens this week? And the open beta is back, everyone.
Yeah, another round of beta.
Another round of the beta. Friday night, yeah. Anyway, that's it for me this week. Anything else you wanted to bring up there, one?
No, I think we are good until Gamescom.
Gamescom, yeah. Maybe we do an episode before Gamescom, and then hopefully we hit our Saturday kind of schedule. Actually, not this Saturday, but next Saturday I have a wedding, so it might be a Sunday. Sunday actually is, we're going to have a birthday party for my youngest son.
Very nice. Very nice.
His first birthday, yeah. Yeah, exciting stuff. Anyway, I better get on some Ninja Gaiden Ragebound before the end of the night.
Before you rage quit the night?
Before I rage quit the night. Because if I start now, I could finish a level.
I'm gonna finish Disney Illusion Island because I'm so close. I'm like literally just like one level away, I think, or like one section away. I guess there's no levels in that.
No, there isn't. No. Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. If you liked what you hear, please, any type of engagement would help. Like, comment, share with your friends. Anybody who's into gaming, you could find us at the Slow Run Cast on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, and on Instagram. So, yeah, thanks for listening, and we look forward to having you come back to listen to these two guys next week.